Welcome back to the channel, Coffee with Rohan. So, I have a motto which I use, which is called Think, Care, Act. What it is for me is I think about what I want to be or where I want to be, and I assume that I'm already there. So, for example, my weight loss journey. My goal is to be at 199 pounds. So I already think that I'm at 199 pounds. The second thing I do is I care. Now, when I say I care, I mean that I care about my health. So whatever it is that I purchase when I go grocery shopping, or whatever I do, if I drink, I don't drink in excess. I try not to smoke. I try to do whatever it is. I try to work out every day. I just put care in everything I do for my health. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I won't mess up. But that doesn't mean I don't care. You can care about someone, but you still mess up. So we're all human. It's a human experience. So the point I'm making is that once you care, you will think twice about the things that you do for your health. So if you get rid of 90% of your issues just because you care about your health, then you won't have those issues. When you go grocery shopping, you won't pick up the sugar. When you go in to get a coffee, you won't eat the extra pastry from the bakery. Little things like that. And then the last thing I do based on those three things is to act. Now, nothing gets done without you actually doing something. You have to do something in order to get something done. It's a whole process. Think about it. If you want to get good grades in school, you got to study. If you want to make money, you got to work. If you want to lose weight, you got to not eat the food, and you got to exercise. So you got to do some action. So I think in everything we do in life, if we apply those three principles, so we think about what we want to do and what we want to accomplish, think that we're already there, then we care about what is it that we're thinking that we want to do or want to become, and then finally you act. You just keep moving. So that's the purpose of where you think, you care, and then you act. Here I am doing a video. Years ago, I had my kids watching and introduced them to YouTube. And I kept saying to them, well, why don't you make your own channel? They kept saying no, they'd rather just watch the YouTube. So one day, about 3 years ago on Father's Day, I surprised them and I turned one of my bedrooms into a studio and I recorded my first YouTube video. And I took a little hiatus for a while, and now I'm back. So it just goes to show that if I never acted, I wouldn't see the benefits of YouTube, which is to express yourself, encourage others, and somewhere along the line try to make some money. Now, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least I'm sure that I can say that I tried. And that's kind of the whole purpose of think, care, and then act. Peace.